Ha, another day, another video. Welcome to my Manshaum experience and money income video. So today I'm going to be discussing about the second area that can drop that forest fury that I was talking about in the previous video. So if you don't want to grind the hollow forest, which has some quite high level mobs, then maybe you're interested in grinding the Manshaum Forest. I will remind you that this area is again just like a hollow forest, meant to be grinded in a party and not solo. So for this video I'm going to be discussing about the money income and experience that I personally got in a 4-man and 5-man party, with 2 different parties of course. So if you want to grind here solo you can do so, but I would really advise you not to, because it's really inefficient. And also this area is dropping those bundles just like hollow forest, and it comes from only the Manshaum warriors and priests. And my guess is that again they are dropping those bundles for only 3 people, but I personally just had the opportunity to grind here with 4 and 5-man parties, and in my opinion it was still quite decent because we were killing faster. So as a result, maybe the faster killing speed makes up for the less bundle drops. I will begin by first showing you where the rotation actually is and what groups we were actually grinding. So for the sake of keeping this somewhat shorter, it will be just me walking through all of the groups to show where they are without actually killing them. And about those groups or packs, basically one pack means that we were pulling together 2 or 3 different smaller groups and then using our AoEs as a party to kill them faster. Also, on top of that, since both of the parties were made with my guildies and we had a total of 4 different big packs, we came to an agreement that it's better to have one party member use the E-Awakening buff on one of these groups individually to boost the party clearing speed. And the same can be said about the speed spell from our wizards. So basically on each of these big packs, one member was buffing the party to allow us to maybe skill a little bit faster. This may not be such an important detail, but it is something that can influence the party clearing speed. Also, as a last thing, I'm not sure if this area has any spot like the hollow forest where you can only grind the mobs that drop the bundles. So as a result, our party was trying to kill as many monsters as possible to maybe get more experience or more drops in general. So if you guys know any spot on the Manshaum Forest that has only the bigger warrior and priest mobs that drop bundles, then just let me know in the comments below and maybe I will make a follow-up video on this one. With that all being said, I will first discuss about the experience part of this video. So as I mentioned before, I had 2 different parties with 5 people and 4 people. So from the 5-man party, I did 2 different runs of first 10 minutes during the daytime and then after that 33.5 minutes during the night time. So there were 2 different runs, and from the first 10 minutes the experience is about 0.0036% experience per minute if it is reduced to the normal 100% ratio that I used on all of my videos. From the second run I used 50% experience bonus as the nighttime buff, and the result is about 0.0039% experience per minute. Overall, I would say that the experience from the 5-man party is somewhere about 0.0037 or 38 on average. Moving on to the second party with only 4 people, on this one I got a little bit lucky to be able to grind exactly 1 hour without having to stop or any member having to leave. So basically the experience should be more accurate, and from this 1 hour of grind the experience that I got was about 0.0035% experience per minute. So it is a little bit less than the previous party, but then again we only had 4 people instead of 5, and the experience is still 50% on a party of between 3 and 5 people. So having one less person may be the reason why the experience is lower. The experience difference between these two parties, to be honest, it's very small, to the point where I'm not even sure if it is worth mentioning. But to make a conclusion for the overall experience of this area, basically it is somewhere about 0.0036% experience per minute, in my opinion. And comparing this to the whole of Forest, it is somewhere about double the experience. But still it is nowhere near the other locations that you can find on Media or Valencia. As an example, I will give again Fogans, which is somewhere about 0.0053% experience per minute, or even the Pirates Jungle Rotation, which for me as a wizard solo, it is about 0.0066% experience per minute, so it is quite a huge jump in experience. With these rates you are most likely not going to be coming here to grind for experience, but still I thought it was something worth mentioning, just in case you want to make a party for this area and are interested to see how it compares to other locations. But the main reason why you would want to grind here is either for the money income, which in my opinion is very bad, or for the Forest Fury. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if your gear isn't good enough to handle the trees on Hollow Forest, then you might want to grind this area for the Forest Fury. Now let's talk about the second part of the video, which is the money income. So again I will start with the 5-man party, and since the first run was only 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure it's not even worth mentioning what is the money income from that, because 10 minutes isn't really enough to get a proper estimate. But the second run, which is 33.5 minutes, is actually enough. So for the 5-man party, that's going to be the run that I'm going to be using. One thing that I forgot to include on the previous Hollow Forest video is that these areas also drop those fragment items that are worth about 50k silver on the NPCs. So this time I'm going to be including them, while previously I didn't exactly mention them because I thought it wasn't exactly something relevant. So to start with the 5-man party and that 33 minutes run, you can see on the screen exactly how many bundles I got. And after opening all of them, I got a total of 253 trash items and 4 of those water fragments. So after I sold all of these to the NPC, then dividing the profit to per minute and multiplying it to per hour, then the profit from this 5-man party should be about 4.1 million per hour. Already from this number you should see that 4 millions per hour is nowhere near the profit you can make on other locations. So still I'm going to be mentioning the profit from the 4-man party. So moving on to that one, here I grinded exactly 1 hour, so I don't exactly have to divide it to per minute and then basically to simulate the 1 hour run, because it is exactly 1 hour. So from this one, after opening all of the bundles, I got 11 of those water fragments and a total of 473 of those junk items. So selling all of those to the NPC, again I got nothing rare like an alchemy stone or something like that, so the profit is about 4.5 million per hour from this second party. Probably one of the reasons the profit is a little bit higher is again because we were only 4 and those bundles drop for 3 people, so being less in a party means that more of us can get those bundle drops. So if I were to do this on a 3-man party, then probably the profit will be a little bit higher, so maybe say 5 millions per hour if you do this efficiently on a 3-man party. Even if I were to do this on a 3-man party, I still don't believe that 4.5 or 5 millions per hour is enough profit to make this area worth grinding. So unless there is some rotation that only has the mobs that drop bundles like the Hollow Forest rotation, then I would much rather get a party for Hollow Forest instead of grinding the Manshaum Forest. Since this is the end of the video, to make an overall conclusion, in terms of experience, this area is better than Hollow Forest, but in my opinion it's still below average, so I wouldn't grind here for experience alone. And also in terms of money, 4.5 or 5 millions per hour is really not enough. It's basically half of what you would get on other grinding spots, and even if you get lucky to get one of those alchemy stone drops or maybe 2 of them, that would still be 6 or 7 millions per hour if you're pushing the numbers, so still it's not enough money. The only reason why you would even want to consider grinding here is for the Forest Fury drop. So as I mentioned probably twice already, if you don't have the gear to grind the Hollow Forest, then you should come here to grind for the Forest Fury and get those new Kamasilve gems, but unless you want those, then there is absolutely no reason to grind here. So that's about all I had to say. I hope you found some information out of this video, and I hope I didn't ruin your hopes about this location. Again, my rotation might not be the most optimal one, but it should give you some idea about how this place works. So if you made it this far into the video, then I appreciate it, and as always I hope to see you next time.